Hi there, I'm Rebecca, and today I have a workout safe for seniors to keep their lower body strong so they can feel strong and powerful when they walk and move around the house. So if you like to go for long walks, just like the woman I designed this workout especially for, I think you're gonna like this video. We've got a couple of props we're going to use today. One is the chair. I'm sitting in it right now. You want to grab that dining room chair and make sure that it is not moving. Do not pick a chair that has wheels on it. Another thing is we are going to end up stepping up onto a step. Maybe you have something like this at home. This is a yoga block. It's 4 inches thick. You could step up onto that. Maybe you have a one-step stool that you use to reach up into the cabinets. That's another good thing to use. Another option, you could pause the video when I tell you and go to a step in your house. And you want to make sure that that is the bottom step and that you have something to hold on to, like a railing or banister. If you don't have any of those things, doesn't matter, don't worry. You can work just on the floor without a step. You're still gonna get a great workout. I've got my shoes on. It's up to you whether you wanna work barefoot or in your sneakers. I think that's it. Let's get started. All right, we are going to begin with a warm-up. My chair is pushed out of the way. I've got plenty of space, and we are going to go for a walk in place. And you are going to swing your arms and lift your knees just like you're walking outside, but we are just going to stay in place and get our heart going, get our body a little bit warm. I want you to go at your pace, not at mine. So you might be going slower than me. You might be going a little bit faster. You do you. I want you to be happy and comfortable and feel good. But we are trying to get those arms and legs moving so that we warm up the whole body. And you know what? I'm glad we are working out inside today together because we are about to have a storm here in Asheville. And I love a good thunderstorm. But not really when I'm walking outside, right? I'm keeping my eye on the clock so that we go for this walk in place for just about a minute. I hope you feel your heart rate go up. I would love for you to take a nice breath as you are walking in place. There we go for our walk. I want you to step your feet about as wide apart as your hips and start moving your hips from one side to the other. I call these 9s and 3s. 9s and 3s, as if there were a big clock on the floor. I'm pushing my hips from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And while I do that, I'm taking a nice deep breath. I'm leaning into it a little bit. Only go as far as it feels good for you, because you know what? We're gonna go all the way around the clock now. So as you swing your hips behind you, go ahead and swing them in a full circle in one direction about 3 times. Your arms can be relaxed. You could have your hands on your hips here. And you know what? I'm keeping my knees a little bit unlocked. I'm going to swing my hips in the other direction about 3 times. Just warming up my whole lower body here with a little bit of stretching. And you know what? This is great for your balance too. You're moving your spine around in space, feeling your body. If anything hurts, don't push so hard, right? Just stay in a range of motion that feels good. We are going to come back to center, and it's time for your first exercise. We're going to use your chair. Let me pull this into the center. We are gonna do what I call a chair up. You might call it a sit stand, but we are gonna sit right on the edge of your chair, okay? No leaning back, no relaxing, and for 1 minute, we are gonna stand up and down. That's all it is. Your hands could be in firefly position in front of your chest. That's what I call it when I'm holding my firefly in my hands. They could be out to the side. They could be on your thighs. Here we go. We are going to stand up and slowly sit back down. And you know what? If you do not move your feet, your bottom will land on that chair every single time. So don't shuffle your feet forward as you come up and down. You are going at your pace. Again, I'm watching the clock. We're going to go for about a minute. And I want to talk about a couple of things that are important that are happening here. One thing is, as I come up and down, my weight is in my heels rather than towards the front of the foot. Another thing is that I'm toning my abdominals the whole time to protect my back. So I've got a light little contraction in my abs. And the third thing, I'm gonna get through this third point because we're almost done this first minute, is that I'm not letting my knees kiss as I come up. No knocking knees, don't do that. Keep those knees apart. I'm gonna sit and take a deep breath. And then I'm going to slowly stand up, step my feet wide, and for another 10 seconds or so, I'm gonna go around the clock. Taking those hips in some nice big circles. You might think about as if you were using a hula hoop, right? Going in both directions. We are gonna go and do our chair ups one more time. So go ahead, look back, get your bottom in that chair, get your feet flat on the floor, and you wanna wiggle to the edge of your chair. Hands placed wherever you want them to be so you feel comfortable. And I want you to keep your eyes forward. Ready? Let's begin. Here we go. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go a little slower this time. Really feel what's happening with my legs. Feel the work in my thighs. Feel the work in my glutes, especially as I keep those knees apart. Do not let those knees kiss when you go up and down. My abdomen is strong. My heart rate's going up. Can you hear it in my voice? I can feel it, even if you can't hear it. And I'm keeping my eyes up. Don't look down. Don't look back behind you. Keep your feet where they are. And you know what? That chair is going to be exactly where you left it. Take a breath. We're almost there. And you know what? If you had to take a rest, that's great. Fine. You start back up when you're ready. I want you to be happy and work at your pace the first time you do this video. Might be really challenging. We're going to pause. We made it. Step your feet apart. Take those hips around the clock again. Next time you do the video, you might say, I sat up a little faster. I took less rests. Or maybe you didn't, and that's okay too, right? It's all good. I want you to feel that good kind of work. I made this a senior safe exercise for today, but to be honest, I think at any age, this is a great little workout routine for your lower body. Okay, next, I am going to push this chair out of the side. This is where you might pause the video and go find that step in your house. So here you are at your step. I'm going to place my step on the floor in front of me, and I am working at the wall today because I want to make sure that I can hold on to something while I do these step ups. I'm going to place my foot solid on the center of my stool, my step, my block, whatever it is you're using, and I'm going to shift my weight forward and pull the other knee up towards my chest. Then I'm going to put that foot back down. We're not switching. We're going to stay on the same leg the whole time. And we're going for about a minute here. I am not gripping the wall. I am not gripping my, my jaw. I am focused on really placing my weight on the center of that step, keeping my spine nice and tall, and using my hand against the wall just to catch myself. Right now, I am loading one leg. I'm really making it work pretty hard as I go up and down this step. I'm going to show you for the last few moments. You keep going, but let's say I didn't have a prop today. I would just keep that one foot in place and keep moving forward. It works just the same, right? It works so super well. You've only got a few seconds left on this side. Please remember which leg you're using because I won't remember. You remember. Go ahead and come on down from that step and you know what to do. You step your feet a little bit wider apart than your hips. You take some circles around the hula hoop and you take a deep breath. What's really important is that that exhale is complete and all the way out. That's going to help you bring your heart rate back down after it inevitably went up from those step ups. Are you ready to do the other side? You might be staying facing the same direction. I'm just going to do this so that you can see I'm still holding on to the wall. I'm going to place that foot right in the center of my step. And here I go. First one I just take nice and slow. I'm using my abdominals to help me lift that knee. The foot, I've got my right foot on the step right now. I'm just going to leave it right there. It stays right there. It doesn't really move. And I am lifting that opposite knee, shifting my weight forward. My spine is very tall. My eyes are up as if I'm looking out at the horizon. I've got my eyes on the clock for you so that we go about the same time on this side. And my abdominals are still lightly holding. It's like I have a very tall spine and my spine does not change shape the whole time. I am almost done on this side. Take another breath or two. Woo, you might be moving slower or faster than me. You might not even be using a step. You might be on the floor. Let's all come down. Come on down. We're done. We're done with step ups. Let's take again those feet a little wide and move those hips around. We have got one more exercise left. You're almost there. Woohoo, you're almost there. So I'm taking some hula hoops, just some small circles. Okay, I'm gonna use that chair again. I'm gonna move my step out of the way and bring my chair back in. And this time, I am gonna stand behind the chair and use the back of the chair as a balance bar. Now, I'm gonna stand up nice and tall with my feet together, and we are gonna do K-kicks. But you can't see me right now, so I'm gonna make this chair disappear. You stay where you are. Okay, my chair is gone. You are still gonna hold on to the back of that chair nice and tall as needed. Don't lean on it. I'm gonna lift my spine, hands there for balance, and I'm taking one leg straight out to the side. I'm going to tell you why we call these K-kicks in a moment. Then I'm going to shift my weight and take my other leg straight out to the side. So I'm taking less like a kick and more like a lift. I am pushing my leg out to the side. I want to give you a different view. Keep going, keep going. From the side, this is what it looks like. My leg is going straight out to the side. It's not kicking in front of my body. It's not kicking in back of my body. It's straight out to the side. I'm pushing with my heel. Here's another point to think about. We've got just a few more seconds on this side. Keep going. I am not bending sideways with my spine to get my leg up. I'm squeezing the side of my butt each time. That outer butt, that's part of the glute family. It's going to help you stabilize your hips, your knees, everything down the chain, down your legs. Okay, ready? We get a pause. I'm going to step my feet wide. I'm going to take my hips around in some circles and take a deep breath. You, again, might be moving slower than me. I wouldn't move much faster than I'm moving because I want you to get a nice contraction in those muscles. I really want you to think about what you're doing, okay? Ready? Here we go. I'm holding on to my balance bar. Mine is invisible right now just so you can see me and what we're doing. And ready? My feet start together. Abs are tight. Spine is tall. Here we go again. Little K. Now, I'm going to give you an option this time. Each time I push my leg out to the side, I might add the full K. That means an arm goes up. Do you see that letter K? That might be a backwards one. And then here's a regular K. So doing a little reach with your arm. And you know what? As you take your letter K and your reverse letter K, it might be more like an arm that's here. It might be more at shoulder height. It might be higher up in the sky. I want you to do you, right? Whatever feels good. And really the focus here is again into those hips. into that butt. So whether you do the arms or you just decide, I'm just gonna do the legs like I'm doing right now, you're fine. And you know what? We're almost done. We're almost done. Just 5 more seconds. Take your time. Is your tummy toned? Yes. Are you looking up? Good. We're done. We're done. Step your feet apart. Woohoo. Hula hoops. With a deep breath. I am telling you, if you made it this far, I am extremely proud of you. I am feeling tired. This is a great workout. If you did this a couple times a week, I am sure that you would see a difference in how you're moving around the house and how you're moving on your walks. Even things like needing to squat down and pick things up off the floor. We are going to do a couple stretches to finish. I'm going to bring that invisible chair back. Okay, grab a seat. Take a seat in your chair. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. I want you to wiggle to the edge of your chair and send those legs forward. Your feet can be flat or your toes can point up. It doesn't matter to me. You're going to take your hands to your thighs and you're going to start to slide your hands down your legs. I'm looking at my toes. Oh my goodness. And I'm starting to feel a stretch. You might feel it in the back of your legs here. You might feel it in your back. What you may not have realized is that you did some good core work today just by keeping your spine stable while you were doing all those exercises. Keeping your spine upright, that is core work. And right now I'm giving a stretch, taking a breath. This is called forward fold. Seems pretty obvious, huh? Forward fold. There we go. Start to slide your hands back up. Come partway up until your head is up and then pause for a moment. Relax your shoulders. Give yourself a moment. Sometimes you might get a little bit dizzy as you come back up, so we just take our time and then we'll come all the way back up. I'm going to turn back to face you so you can see really well. We're going to finish with a figure number 4. I'm going to lift one leg and cross my ankle over my thigh. Now your knee might be really high up or it might drop down lower. It doesn't matter. Let it be where it's going to be. Sit up nice and tall and take a breath. We are aiming to go for a stretch here into your outer hip and your behind in those glutes. You may or may not feel something when you take a figure number 4 like this. If you want to make it more intense, you can lean forward a little bit and put your elbows on your shin. And if that creates any pain in your knee or in the front of your hip, back off, sit up tall, just stay here, breathe. Let's bring that foot down. We're going to switch sides. This side is different for me. You might notice that one side is more open than the other. That one side just feels different. This one feels very different for me today, and that's okay. This knee is higher up. Don't worry about what it looks like. I want you to worry about what it feels like. So again, I'm going to stay sitting up nice and tall. That's enough for me. You might decide you want to lean forward and put some more pressure into that stretch into your outer hip and butt. Wherever you are, I just want you to be happy, right? Just be happy and feel good. Come on back up. Bring that foot to the floor. One last thing with your feet flat on the floor. Open, close. Knees open and close. One more deep breath in your nose, out your mouth. Let your legs become still, and you are done. Such a good job today. I will see you again soon.